The lone vote cast not in favor of Clark went to Angel Reese. The vote kept Clark from becoming the WNBA's fifth ever unanimous rookie.
Who was the voter?
This is why we would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know who you are. In the NBA, voting is not anonymous. Yeah. So I would love for the WNBA to make the voting so we see who put the votes where.
You'd have to be completely out of touch or seriously biased not to see Caitlin Clark's incredible season and recognize her as the obvious winner. But no, there had to be one outlier who went against the tide, Alyssa Thomas. Not only is she casting questionable votes, but she's also known for playing the race card when it fits her agenda. If anyone's raising eyebrows for corruption in the WNBA, Alyssa is at the top of that list.
We all know what this really is. It's an attack on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's the wrong face for this league because her fans are so racist.
Alyssa Thomas is now under suspicion for messing with the one vote that prevented Caitlin Clark from being named the fifth unanimous rookie of the year in WNBA history. It really makes you wonder how far someone will go. After all the controversy about racism and unfair treatment, Alyssa couldn't help but stir up even more drama. Now, everyone is focused on that one strange vote, asking themselves, who would do something like this?
Caitlin Clark wins the Rookie of the Year. There was one vote for Angel Reese, everybody else for Caitlin Clark.
It would almost be funny if it weren't so absurd. Alyssa Thomas, a veteran in the league, had the nerve to give her one crucial vote to Angel Reese instead of Caitlin Clark. Now, why would she do that? Maybe because Reese has been the one constantly crying racism whenever someone praises Clark's talent. Convenient, isn't it? And wasn't it Reese herself who claimed that Clark's fans only support her because she's white? Yet here we are with Alyssa Thomas, a so-called professional, using her vote to push that same narrative. This seems more like racial favoritism than an honest evaluation of talent.
Why we would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know who you are. In the NBA, voting is not anonymous. Yeah. So I would love for the WNBA to make the voting so we see who put the votes where.
So, Alyssa, what's the real story here? Is it jealousy? You couldn't stand seeing a rookie like Clark in the spotlight, so you threw your vote to Reese as some kind of protest? For someone who's always talking about integrity and fairness, your actions come off as pretty insecure.
Secondly, if you're the person who voted for Angel Reese, clearly I would think that you're aware of what the reaction may be. Would you put your name out there?
Sure.
I don't think they have yet. I'm checking.
Sure.
You didn't just snub Clark. You disrespected the entire league and every fan who's watched her break records again and again. If you want to play favorites, at least have the courage to admit it instead of pretending to stand on some fake moral high ground.
She just broke records that were set by rookies. She broke records that were set by veterans in this league when they were double digits into their playing career. Caitlin Clark broke those records. For me, the individual performances of Caitlin were phenomenal.
Let's be honest, Alyssa. You weren't being objective. You were being spiteful. Now this whole situation is blowing up in your face, and the league's integrity is being questioned because you couldn't put your biases aside. It's honestly pathetic. If you wanted to support Reese, at least have a valid reason. Oh wait, there isn't one. Reese hasn't put up the same numbers, hasn't had the same impact, and certainly hasn't captivated the league like Clark has. This isn't about race or loyalty. It's about facts, stats, and talent, and Clark has all three in abundance.
I don't care. I don't think Caitlin Clark's going to care.
And let's not forget your own track record, Alyssa. You haven't exactly been a model of virtue. You've always been quick to call out supposed slights and unfairness, usually when it works in your favor. But now, the tables have turned, and suddenly, you're the one looking shady. People are talking, wondering if you're really as unbiased as you claim, or just another manipulator trying to twist the narrative. You've tarnished your own reputation, and for what? To make a point no one else even agrees with.
10 years from now, do we go, yeah, but she wasn't a unanimous Rookie of the Year? I don't think we're going to care. I think that'll be the least of the awards that she wins that we'll be talking about.
Your vote didn't make a bold statement. It made you look petty and insecure. Instead of supporting a teammate or sticking to your principles, you chose the low road. You cast doubt on the entire voting process, and now fans and players are questioning whether the league's awards are even credible. This isn't just a small hiccup, it's a scandal. And guess what, Alyssa? You're at the center of it. Now, the fallout. Analysts like Andrea Carter are calling for transparency in the voting process, which is really just a polite way of saying, Alyssa, what were you thinking? You've sparked a debate that's no longer about talent, but about corruption and racial bias. This goes beyond Clark or Reese. It's about whether players like you can be trusted to make fair decisions.
The most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark, and should be a top 5, if not, should have been a top 3 MVP candidate. But I'm talking about value. And value, we can all have a different opinion on that. Her value on the floor, in the arena, in the league, all of that.
And that's exactly why people are questioning her motives. It's not about who deserved the award. It's about Alyssa pushing her own worn-out agenda. What's worse is that this whole situation has fans and analysts asking, is there more to this than just a vote? Is this personal?
Lone vote cast not in favor of Clark went to Angel Reese. The vote kept Clark from becoming the WNBA's 5th ever unanimous rookie.
Who was the voter?
Let's be honest, Alyssa Thomas has been vocal, extremely vocal about her views on race and fairness in the league. She's the same player who throws around accusations whenever it benefits her, and now her vote seems like just another chapter in her Look at Me saga. But this isn't a platform for your personal vendettas. Alyssa, this is the Rookie of the Year award we're talking about. It's meant to celebrate talent, effort, and dominance on the court. Honestly, there's no way you can look at Clark's impressive numbers and see her breaking records left and right, and still say Angel Reese deserves it more, unless you have some petty grudge to settle.
I mean, those situations like that, you think it's probably something personal, huh?
The internet practically exploded when this news broke. Social media lit up with theories flying in every direction, jealousy, rivalry, you name it. Some people are saying Clark's rise threatens to overshadow Thomas. And doesn't that sound familiar? Instead of supporting the next generation of players, Thomas is playing politics with her votes like it's some high school popularity contest.
As a rookie, she was the most blitzed player in the WNBA, and she still put up 19, 5, and 8 assists, breaking, like you said, the assist record. To be able to do that as a rookie in the face of that much defensive pressure, should have been unanimous.
Should have been. I agree.
Even Andrea Carter had to step in, calling for more accountability in the voting process. She made it clear, if players can't separate personal feelings from professional evaluations, then something is seriously wrong. You're making the league look like a joke, Alyssa. Now, instead of discussing how amazing Clark's season was, people are caught up in debates about whether the voting process is rigged. You didn't just mess up one vote. You put the credibility of the entire system in question.
Caitlin Clark's the most valuable, most important person in the WNBA this year, and should have been unanimous Rookie of the Year. It's not the end of the world.
And where does that leave Caitlin Clark? Instead of fully enjoying her Rookie of the Year award, she's stuck with this cloud of controversy over what should have been her shining moment, all because Alyssa Thomas had to play the contrarian. So, congratulations, Alyssa. You've managed to turn a celebration of the league's brightest new talent into a mess no one wanted or needed. I hope the attention was worth it, because it certainly wasn't worth the integrity of the game. The reaction after that vote has been absolutely wild. The entire WNBA community, players, analysts, fans, everyone's been in an uproar over Alyssa Thomas casting her vote for Angel Reese. Social media is on fire, with people everywhere questioning if the vote was even legitimate. This isn't just about one vote anymore. It's about the entire voting process being called into question. Now, everyone's side-eyeing the league, asking, is this really how things are run?
I just wish that the person who gave Angel Reese a vote for Rookie of the Year could have recognized that Angel Reese had a tremendous season, a historic season in her own right. Sometimes you just go up against a juggernaut of someone who is so definitively the best rookie in your class.
And you know what? This mess isn't going away anytime soon. It's going to hit team chemistry hard because now players have to question if they're being judged fairly. How can they trust that their hard work won't be ignored or twisted by someone's personal agenda? Even worse, The WNBA has been completely silent, no statements, no clarifications, leaving everyone confused. It's a total PR disaster. Alyssa Thomas? Her reputation is on life support right now. People are already throwing around accusations of corruption and racial bias, and let's be real, those are serious claims.
He had to go to the NBA because of players calling all kinds of nasty racial names to Caitlin Clark, white bitch being the most of them. I mean, that's the players. Now they sit up there, the one idiot.
This vote might stick to Alyssa like glue, and who knows how long it will haunt her career if the league doesn't step up to fix this mess. The credibility of these awards is on the line, and good luck convincing fans and players that it's not rigged. If this was your attempt at making a statement, you've succeeded in showing that maybe you're the real problem here. If anyone's playing favorites, it's you, and believe me, everyone sees it.
We all know what this really is. It's an attack on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's the wrong face for this league because her fans are so racist.
And honestly, if Alyssa had any common sense left, she'd realize how ridiculous this looks. After everything Caitlin Clark went through in her rookie season, Alyssa just had to pile on with more hypocrisy. It's not just unfair, it's a real insult to every fan who expected some respect for true talent. So let me ask you, who is that one voter who couldn't see that Caitlin deserved all 67 Rookie of the Year votes?